Let's get right into it. Number 8. The breath holders. Imagine you're swimming and suddenly realize you've been underwater for 5 minutes. Most people would be dead, but some can do exactly that, thanks to a genetic mutation that turns them into human submarines. Scientists call this the sea nomad mutation, first discovered in the Bahau people of Southeast Asia. They spend so much time diving for food that their bodies have literally evolved for an aquatic life. Their spleens are up to 50% bigger than normal. Your spleen is like your body's oxygen backup tank. Underwater, it squeezes to release extra oxygen-rich blood cells into your circulation. A bigger spleen means a longer time underwater. Some of the Bahau can dive to depths of 230 feet and stay submerged for up to 13 minutes on a single breath. Their bodies automatically change underwater. Their hearts slow to half the normal rate, and their blood vessels shrink in their limbs to direct all the available oxygen to their vital organs. Number 7. Super recognition. Imagine walking down the street and recognizing the barista who served you coffee once, 3 years ago, at an airport 2,000 miles away. This is the world of a super recognizer. These people are like human facial recognition software, but far more accurate than anything technology has built. While most of us can reliably remember a few hundred faces, super recognizers can remember thousands, and they don't need a clear, front-facing photo. They can recognize someone from a blurry security camera image taken a decade ago, even if that person is now wearing a hat, sunglasses, and has grown a beard. Super recognizers often have to pretend they don't know people to avoid coming off as creepy. "Oh, didn't we meet at John's party?" Sounds a lot less weird than, "I saw you in the background of a news report about a marathon in 2012. Naturally, police departments love these people. They can spot a suspect across multiple security camera feeds, even if they're wearing different clothes or trying to disguise themselves. London's Metropolitan Police has a special unit of super recognizers. During the 2011 London riots, one officer identified over 180 suspects from thousands of hours of chaotic footage. Scientists estimate that only about 1 to 2% of the population has this innate ability, and unlike many skills, you can't really train yourself to become a super recognizer. You're either born with it or you're not. Number 6. Word tasters. Imagine every conversation you have turning into an all-you-can-eat buffet, whether you want it or not. That's daily life for people with a form of synesthesia called lexical gustatory synesthesia. These folks taste specific flavors when they hear, read, or even think about certain words. And these aren't obvious connections. For them, the word door might taste like bacon, table could taste like mint ice cream, or the word computer might taste like old coffee. Every conversation becomes an involuntary taste test. A friend telling you about their day might be a wild mix of flavors. Meeting could be raw onions and deadline could be burnt toast. Some people with this condition actually choose their friends based on how their names taste. Imagine having to tell someone, "Sorry, we can't be friends. Your name tastes like moldy cheese." Scientists believe this happens because the parts of the brain that process language and taste get their wiring a bit crossed, a bit like two neighboring apartments having a hole in the wall. Now words are crashing the taste party uninvited. These taste associations are consistent and last a lifetime. If the word book tastes like chocolate today, it will taste like chocolate 20 years from now. Number 5. The Goosebump Commandos. Some people can actually control their goosebumps at will. These rare individuals can make their skin go all bumpy without being cold, scared, or listening to that one part of their favorite song. Scientists call these people voluntary piloerectors, but I prefer to call them the Goosebump Commandos. It's like having a TV remote control for your skin, except the only button that works is the chicken skin button. Normally, goosebumps happen when your erector pili muscles contract. These tiny muscles are attached to your hair follicles, and when they squeeze, they pull your hair straight up. For most of us, this is involuntary, but the Goosebump Commandos can flex these muscles like they're doing bicep curls. Some of them say they do it by focusing on a specific spot on their body, usually the back of their neck. Others describe it as spreading a wave of energy across their skin. Some Goosebump Commandos say they use it to enhance emotional experiences, like giving themselves goosebumps during a movie to make it more dramatic. Number 4. The human tuning forks. Imagine walking through life with every single sound having a name tag. That car honking is an A flat. Your microwave beeping is a perfect C sharp. Your neighbor's annoying dog is barking in F minor. This is life for people with absolute pitch. Think of it like having a built-in Shazam in your brain, but instead of identifying songs, it identifies every single note you hear, and you can't turn it off, ever. Folks with this ability make up less than 1% of the population. Most of them discover it as kids, pointing out that the vacuum cleaner is humming in B flat or that daddy snores in G, but it means they can't enjoy music the same way we do. Imagine watching a movie where you can see every special effect wire and every green screen edge. That's what music is like for them. When a singer is slightly off-key, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Even famous songs on the radio can be torture if they're played at slightly the wrong speed. Some people with absolute pitch actually get headaches from being in noisy environments. Imagine being in a mall during Christmas season. All those overlapping songs, each in a different key, fighting for attention in your brain. They do make incredible musicians, though. They can recreate any song they've heard perfectly without ever seeing the sheet music. Mozart had this ability, so did Michael Jackson. Number 3. Disease-proof blood. Some people are walking around with a built-in immunity to some of Earth's deadliest viruses. They've won the genetic lottery. These lucky individuals have a mutation called CCR5-delta-32. It's like having a permanent bouncer at the front door of your cells who never takes a break. Most viruses, including HIV, need to grab onto a protein called CCR5 to get inside your cells. Think of CCR5 as the door handle that viruses use to break in. But people with this mutation have broken door handles. The viruses show up ready to cause chaos, but they can't get in. They're left standing outside like rejected clubgoers. About 1% of Europeans carry 2 copies of this mutation, making them highly resistant to HIV infection. Scientists believe this mutation became more common in Europe after plagues like the Black Death swept through the continent. Individuals with this mutation were more likely to survive and pass their genes on. Doctors are now trying to give people this superpower through gene editing and stem cell transplants, literally trying to turn normal blood into superblood. It's like upgrading your body's security system. Number 2. The quiet minds. Imagine waking up tomorrow and the voice in your head is just gone. No more internal monologue telling you what to do next. No more rehearsing conversations in the shower. Just silence. For some people, that's their normal. These people think purely in abstract concepts, feelings, and images. It's like they're living in a silent movie while the rest of us are watching a talkie. When you think about what to eat for lunch, you probably hear yourself saying, maybe I'll have a sandwich. But for them, it's more like instantly seeing an image of a sandwich, feeling hungry, and just knowing. It's like how you don't need words to know that fire is hot or ice is cold. You just know. These folks aren't missing out. Just like you don't feel like you're missing out by not having echolocation like a bat. In fact, some of them find it bizarre that the rest of us walk around with constant chatter in our heads. To them, we're the weird ones, carrying around a non-stop podcast between our ears. Some of them only discovered they were different when they learned that other people actually hear their thoughts. Imagine finding out that everyone else has been living with a narrator while you've been living in peaceful silence. It's like discovering that everyone else sees an extra color you didn't even know existed. Number 1. The Sleepless Elite. Most of us need around 8 hours of sleep to function, but some people are born with a cheat code. They're called the Sleepless Elite, and they thrive on a fraction of the sleep we do. These lucky folks have a rare mutation in a gene called DEC2. This allows them to function perfectly on just 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night. And we're not talking about people who survive by chugging energy drinks and pretending they feel fine. These are people who naturally wake up after 4 hours feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the world, while the rest of us are still drooling on our pillows. Only about 1% of the population has this genetic mutation. Think about what you could do with an extra 4 hours every single day. That's like getting an extra 60 days of being awake per year. You could learn a new language, write a book, or just watch every movie ever made. These short sleepers don't just survive on less sleep, they thrive on it. Studies show they tend to be more optimistic, have higher pain tolerances, and are generally more productive than us regular sleep-needing mortals. Famous figures like Leonardo da Vinci and Nikola Tesla were rumored to sleep for only a few hours a day. But if you don't have this mutation, no amount of practice will turn you into a short sleeper. You'll just end up sleep-deprived and grumpy, likely falling asleep face first into your morning coffee. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.